Hello, everyone. This is BizChicks. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we're here with Robin Shimizu and friends because it's time to talk about happy, healthy habits with Robin Shimizu. Robin's in the studio here all the way from Sacramento, California, and we are so excited to have her in the house. Robin is a full time caregiver. She's also a very successful businesswoman, and we are just so happy. She always has such fabulous guests. So today she's going to um, open the show and tell us what we have going on and who we have coming into the studio today. Robin,
We are starting out the year. Good morning, Terry. This is so
good
fun.
morning.
It's just been a great morning. So today we have Jill Weston, who is
Mm,
our yoga nidra instructor that we bring on every once in a while. We're lucky to get her. And what she's going to talk about today is about breathing and the importance of breathing. So I don't know too much about this stuff. It's all new to me, and so I went on and Googled the benefits of breathing, and oh my goodness, I was so surprised. There were like 15 things, just the benefits, and I'm going to just
wow.
rattle off a few. I'm not going to go through all 15, but we're so blessed that we have Jill with us, who is a breathing coach. She's certified as a certified breathing coach. So um, anyway, so it reduces stress and anxiety. It increases energy and boosts immunity. Isn't that
Mm,
crazy? It boosts your
wow.
immunity. It can lower your blood pressure and improve circulation. It helps manage pain, strengthens the lungs, obviously, I guess, huh? Increases your
Yeah.
mood and self-esteem. I mean, the list goes on. So let's, instead of wasting time me going through the list, let's have Jill come on and let's start this show. It's very, very exciting. Yeah.
Fantastic. I'm going to add you into the studio, Jill.
Mm.
How you
Good
doing this morning?
morning. I am doing well. And you
And
too?
while Jill
All
is
is well.
online, I want to just read a little bit about her bio for people to get to know her a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
She is fondly called the stress whisperer, using her calm vibe and healing voice to help people pause, refocus, and remember their heart's desire. And she maintains a safe healing space at all levels and meets people where they are, respecting their current physical and emotional state. She facilitates down to earth mindfulness, movement, and breathwork practices, specializing in yoga nidra. Her business, Breathing Space, was born out of a lifelong guiding principle to be of service. Jill has been teaching yoga nidra since 2012, certifying through the California College of Ayurveda with Dr. Mark Halpern, and and then she returns for coursework and hosting yoga nidra teacher training since 2018. She's
Mm-hmm.
also a dynamic mindfulness facilitator through the Niroga Institute. And with that, we welcome Jill, and we'll put all
Thank
her
you. So
contact information in the chat for everybody. So hi,
And it's
Jill.
scrolling across the bottom of the screen.
we're
Oh, there we
fancy. We're
go. Nice,
fancy.
very good, Terry. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Terry.
Mhm.
That's
Yes.
why I love being on BizChicks and being a part of this group because we do a little bit of fancy, but we do a lot of good knowledge, as Terry always says. But I'm always happy to have the support of the BizChicks team. So thank you for having me on.
Thank you so much. We just want to remind everybody to please share and to subscribe if you haven't already to our YouTube channel so that we can get the word out about these fabulous biz chicks. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Jill.
All
What are
right, so as Robin introduced, we're going to talk today about better breathing.
mm-hmm.
So, if those of you who are listening either live or on the replay, you may be thinking to yourself, well, I already breathe. That is very true. I'm not going to dispute any of that. But we're going to talk specifically today about how breathing can help your body. And as Robin mentioned, it can help with immunity. it can help with stress, and then of course it keeps your body alive. So nowadays I think there's a lot of information about, if you do this, you heal yourself. If you do this, you feel better. If you do this, you don't need to take, medicine. We're not saying that we are healing anything. We're not saying that, ta-da, it's magic, there's immunity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a scientist and I don't specialize in anatomy, but today I want to talk about two parts of your body that do help you breathe more efficiently, and to explain why scientists can say that by breathing more effectively, it can boost your immunity. So your body is designed to take care of you to some extent. And yes, we need outside help from food, water, medicine, sometimes herbs, all of that. But our body is an amazing and complicated system that can help with that. So when you heard Robin say, wow, breathing can affect your stress level, it's true, because scientifically and anatomically, your body helps with that. So we're going to talk primarily about how breath can affect your nervous system. And there's two different areas I'm going to function on. Again, not an expert, but this is pretty easy, I think, to understand. That's your diaphragm and your vagus nerve. So I'll talk about the vagus nerve first, and then when we talk about the diaphragm, Terry will put a picture up, a graphic up, so you can better understand, because some people don't even know they have a diaphragm.
Okay, just let us know when you're ready for the graphic. Okay.
The vagus nerve itself, I didn't know about until, I don't know, maybe 12, 13 years ago. I've been practicing physical yoga for a long time and was always taught how to breathe, but there wasn't a specific mention of the vagus nerve. So the vagus nerve is spelled VAGUS. It is the longest of the 12 cranial nerves. So the cranial nerves are just the nerves coming from through the head down through the neck. And if you imagine this huge network, it's almost like spider webs, or if you imagine veins, it's not veins, but it literally runs from your head almost all the way through your body, and it gives signals to your body. It has 100 million nerve cells. There are 100 million nerve cells just in the vagus nerve. So then this nerve system talks to you about eating, drinking, fear, breathing. It signals so many things. It's Latin for wandering, meaning because it wanders and it's all through your body. So it links the neck, the heart, the lungs, the belly, all of that to the brain. So as Robin was saying, this is kind of fascinating, because you think, well, when I'm hungry, my stomach, grumbles. Well, there's more than that. You're getting a signal that you're hungry. The vagus nerve is carrying that information to your brain. Wow. You hear a noise that startles you and you wonder, well, why do I do this? Why does it remind me of, I remember that time I was scared. Here's what I need to do. How is that information being processed? Why do you react the way that you do? And a lot of it is the vagus nerve. The main thing that the vagus nerve is designed to do is to regulate your parasympathetic system. Don't worry about the big words. The parasympathetic system is simply the system that tells you, you know what, it's okay, you got this. Mm-hmm. So Terry was talking about taking care of her granddaughter this morning. You may have slept a little bit differently, knowing that you need to wake up and take care of her. You knew that you weren't alone in the house. You knew you had to attend to something different, and that might heighten your awareness, but it can be in a good way. So sometimes people think when our parasympathetic nervous system is available to us, it's because another system is too anxious. But there's nothing wrong with anxiousness. Sometimes anxiousness is just calling our attention to something.
Yes, I know if it's too quiet, because she's 2, that I need to go get up and see what is going on.
Right. So if you were in a state of relaxation all of the time, you wouldn't attend to your granddaughter, you wouldn't get things done. I wouldn't remember to click the button to come on BizChicks. So it's good that the vagus nerve regulates our system, because we can't always be relaxed. But it's really, again, about when you have that gut feeling, even a gut feeling of, I think I'm thirsty, or, I hear a noise outside, or, you know what, I have this great idea for something. So gut feeling is not always about danger or protection. That gut feeling is, what do we need to pay attention to? And it's our vagus nerve that is telling us, pay attention. Then the second organ, the second part of our body that helps us, and you can put the graphic up if you want to now, is the diaphragm. And the diaphragm, again, some of you may go, well, I don't know that I even had that in my body. It's simply a dome-shaped muscle. And you can see in the graphic there, it sits just below your heart and your lungs. And if you think about where it is in the body, it's pretty amazing that the way our bodies are constructed, because it sits where it sits to help us breathe. So when we contract on an inhale, it creates a vacuum and air is sent to our lungs. When we relax the diaphragm, air pushes out of our mouths through our system so we can take in more air. So you literally have a muscle there. You may think, well, in fact, I'd be curious if anyone that's listening or on the replay, how do you think you even breathe? Like, what happens when you breathe? It's not our ribs. Some people think, well, when I raise my shoulders, I breathe. Technically, yes, but that's not good form. It's not helpful. You literally have muscles, underlying muscles underneath your ribs and underneath your lungs to help you breathe more effectively. So I wanted to show the diagram because sometimes when I talk about it, people are just think, I can't picture what this is.
Yes,
But
and I
sitting
assumed
there
it
helping
was
you
my
breathe.
lungs. I'm sorry. I assumed it was my lungs doing all that work. But
Yeah,
you
your lungs are a big part, but the diaphragm affects
ma'am.
the lungs. And then the vagus nerve is kind of signaling and telling both the diaphragm and the lungs what to do. So yeah, to be clear, your lungs do a major part, but there's also this smaller muscle and tissues that affect the lungs and
Wow.
affect you breathing.
Okay.
So I'm going to show the 4-part breathing now that I want to. And the reason, again, for seeing that visual of the diaphragm is to know, like sometimes people, you think of your lungs as being a little higher than they are. So when people go, okay, I have to breathe better, it's this, and it's all up in here, remembering that your diaphragm is sitting, lower here and underneath your ribs. So it just helps you visualize breathing a little bit differently.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to move my chair to the side a little bit. And what we're going to do is you can stand up if you want to, or even seated in a chair. And the idea is remembering that you don't necessarily breathe up here, but you're breathing to the front. Imagine breathing to the back and then breathing to the side. So again, the purpose of me showing this is a lot of time people feel like they're just breathing out of their chest area. And, in the chest, yes, there's muscles, there's different parts of your body that are helping, but really focus more down here. So we'll do a 4-part breathing. The idea, again, is I just want you not to push, not to stress, don't do anything to hurt yourself, but visualize breathing to the front, and then visualize breathing to the back, and then visualize breathing to the side. So I'm going to sit while I do that. And again, you're not stressing any muscles, any tendons. You're not trying to puff your belly out. Just simply have an awareness and think about which way is my diaphragm moving? Which way is kind of that energy moving? And again, I'm not a doctor. We're not into anatomy. I'm not saying you can actually move your diaphragm or move your ribs forward. You can a little, just kind of have that intention. So we'll do 4-part breathing, and I'll prompt you just a little bit what to think about. When you inhale, your belly's going to go out gently. When you exhale, the belly will come in gently. So it's not too much to think about, and I'll guide you through. So think of inhaling and the belly goes out, and just have a little more thought of breathing kind of forward, bringing awareness to the front. Then exhale, think about breathing out of the back of your ribs or maybe out of the back of your spine. And technically, yes, you don't breathe out of your spine, just think about taking attention there. And then think about breathing again to the sides. Okay. So you're going to inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, focusing on the front. And then exhale, focusing through the back, 2, 3, 4, focusing to the sides, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And now try it again. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling to the sides, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then just stop for a second. Let your mind do whatever your mind is doing, which may include, I have no idea what Jill's talking about, or, oh, I got it. Wait, I got part of it. Literally let your belly, your ribs settle a little bit. And then we're going to try it again, because the brain is always like, did you do it right? What happened? And the idea again is you're just thinking on that first breath, bringing a little more attention to what's going on out in front of you. Then the second time you're thinking about what's going on behind me. Am I expanding behind me? And then to the sides. So let's try it again. You're going to inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, focusing on the front. Focus now on the back as you exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's try one more time. Again, focusing to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. All of your focus on the back of the ribs, the spine for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then out to the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Try it one more time on your own with whatever you remember. To the front. Then imagine the back of the ribs, the spine. And when you're ready, think of expanding out to the sides. And back in. And then again, just sit for a minute, see what your mind said, see what your body said. And now on purpose, I did not mention through the nose or out through the mouth, because that's a little complicated on the show in this quick amount of time. I just wanted you, because it may be new, just to think about the directions. Your body naturally moves all ways. So even right now, as we're talking and kind of wrapping up, if you put your hand on your belly or put your hand back behind you on your spine, or you have your hands on your side and you breathe, you're going to feel your rib cage and your lower muscles. They're going those directions already. We just always think about just our belly. So in the back area, in the back of the ribs, the lower ribs, it's not as distinct. You may not be able to feel it, but definitely to the sides and the front. And if someone else were to put their hand on your back in that back area, they would feel that very slight movement. So we're just calling attention to it. We're not trying to push or press anything. Just have an awareness that's even more efficient if you can think of moving your breath all 4 ways. And that is what the non-doctor, non-anatomy expert, but breathing coach and yoga nidra coach has to say. So thank you for joining in and trying that. And let me know if you have any questions or experiences that you want to share.
All righty. Chill. I'm always relaxed after I talk to you. There's something about your voice I find very relaxing. So, Robin, how are you doing? I'm just elated to be less stressed. Let me put it that way. My chaos feels calmer.
That's the point. That's the point.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and
I
it's the
really love
increased
the
oxygen. Breathing is the exchange of oxygen, and then CO2, the carbon monoxide, is considered like the waste that it's taking out. So again, sometimes people are like, well, why can you just relax through
there's so
breathing?
many benefits.
Again, you're sending all these signals to your body and your organs, and when your organs feel good and there's full blood flow, it's literally like your body is like, okay, everything is right in the world. And that's why, again, Terry, I think, is tuned into my voice a lot. But if you were doing this on your own without my voice, you would probably feel either a little more, it's like a nice relaxed clarity. So it's not necessarily to put you to sleep, but you just have your wherewithal because blood, oxygen, nutrients are going through your body, carbon monoxide is coming out, and your body's like, okay, I'm ready to function.
I know that when
I feel
we
like the picture of the diaphragm. Oh,
oh
go ahead, Terry.
no, I was gonna say I feel like because of the mindfulness of taking in the oxygen, I feel like I have a little more clarity.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yes.
know, it's not overwhelming, but
Mm-hmm.
it's I can sense the difference. Does that make sense? You know what I mean?
Well, that's a beautiful description of mindfulness because the oxygen flow is always going through, but calling attention to it means that you can sense it. Because if you're upset, if you're running around, if you are dulled to it, you're just like, I just walk around, I breathe, whatever. You don't have that, you're not sensing anything. And sometimes we're like, wow, I can really smell that. I can see that. Wow, look how vibrant the sky is. It's because we're paying attention to it. And if our bodies are in upset, yeah, we know the sky is blue and oh, okay, it's beautiful. But sometimes we stop and we have, Terry probably has a better word, but like we have a wondrous moment over, oh my gosh, that food was just so good. Or oh my gosh, that painting is just, it's just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Or we hug somebody or we see somebody and there's like this overwhelming feeling. It's because we're in touch with that sensing. If we're mindful, yeah, I can go on and on. If we're mindful, we're in touch with that. If we're just walking through the world, if we're tired, if we're dulled, if we're drinking too much, if our bellies are
Oh
too
my God.
full, it's
Going
just like
through the
whatever.
motions. If we're just going through the motions instead of being intentional, as you guys say, you know,
Yeah.
because we do a lot of that, especially after all we've been through the last couple of years.
Mhm.
I think we've gotten pretty numb to a lot
Yeah.
of stuff
Yeah.
in order to cope, especially
Yeah.
those who have suffered a lot of loss in the,
Loss.
you
And it
know.
can be a very good protective thing. You just have to step out of it. So
Hmm.
sometimes, yeah, you don't need to take in all the senses and go, "Ooh, I really feel my breath," and I see. But the problem is we stay stuck in that. And so that's when our parasympathetic system cannot work for us. We are stuck in, I'm overwhelmed, it's too much, I'm grieving. All of that is true, but we're going to ask our body, can you help regulate that? Because at some point, like I need to get up out of bed. At
Hmm.
some point, I need to attend to things. At some point, I need some help here. So nothing wrong at all with being in that and being affected. That is real. But that's why I do the work that I do, that there's accessible, affordable, there's things you can do on your own. You do not have to rely on me or anybody else. And then
Hmm.
there's times you need some extra help, but you have to move the system out of that fight or flight and out of that anxiousness sometimes.
Thank you. Wow. You were going
Well,
to say
I
something,
really
Robin.
like Yeah, I what I like about Jill's presentation today is she started with the physical part of the importance. So the vagus nerve and taught us about the importance of that. And the picture of the diaphragm was really helpful to me to be able to visualize what's going on in there. So when I'm trying to breathe, I can see that muscle working and things like that. So that was very helpful for me too, because I like to visualize things. It's helpful for me to pretend that I see not pretend, but I see the air going in and out of my lungs from the side and things like that. To me, that's helpful. So the picture was really good for me. Um, so, do you have a guided anything about breathing, like a breathing space or as part of Insight Timer or anything like that, Jill, for us if we wanted a guided breathing exercise?
Yeah, good question. On Insight Timer, I don't have a specific session for the breathing activity I just did. Two of the meditations that are on there that are available are anytime do a little bit of breath work. In Yoga Nidra, in the style I teach, we don't so much. But I'm always available if there's a certain type of breathing activity that somebody wants. I can always, put a recording together. But two of the ones that I have on there, both for sleep and then also the shift one that you like, has a little bit of breath work just to bring your attention and your awareness there.
Mm-hmm. So Jill mentioned this one meditation that I really love. It's called Shift. It's only 15 minutes, but it's so helpful to just kind of ground you. And sometimes that's all you need is that little 15-minute break to get things back on track. I know that Jill has some classes coming up in February, Yoga Nidra classes. Do we want to go over some of your upcoming events, Jill?
Sure, we can do that real quick. So most Sundays you can find me in person, and those classes and locations are listed on the website. I'm going to do my nap class again, and I'm smiling because everybody really likes the class. I started, it was maybe 2 or 3 months ago. I think I've done 3 now. So I have people come in. We talk a little bit about the science of napping. So people are like, well, I can take a nap without an instructor. There's no science to it. There are some things about how the time frame of an effective nap, what kinds of things can keep you from napping and what the benefits are. So we just talk a brief discussion about kind of the science, the effectiveness of napping. And then I do a guided meditation to actually put you to sleep. And then I monitor you sleeping. 20 minutes is like the pretty scientifically designed perfect time to sleep so that you're not groggy. I bring around warm stones and put those in your hands. And then I let you sleep for 20 minutes and then bring you back out. And then we have a discussion about how you felt after that. So that will be coming up. And then I have a couple online classes. And again, those are the Zoom classes for people that are in a different country or state, or you just want to stay home and take the class.
Okay, now, is this your website?
Yes.
I recognize your picture up there. Is this where people will go to actually find the classes?
Yes. So if you look across the top real quick, you can see the schedules on there, a description of what the sessions are, and then I have my on-demand library. So if you say, hey, I don't want to drive, or I'm in a different state or a country, coming to class Sunday at 4 o'clock doesn't work for me, you can rent a recording. And it's just $11, and you actually get a 4-hour listen. So if you wanted to do 2 sessions in that time, you actually could. And then there's a 2-day use as well. And that way you just you click a button, slide your credit card, and then your time starts from that point. But you just put on your headphones and you lay down and you can listen anytime that you want. And then the other meditation Shift is actually on there for free. You can access that and then just contribute if you want to. And you can listen as much as you want to the Shift guided visualization.
You guys see that?
Well, I need to congratulate you, Jill. You have done so much work in 2021 getting this all together. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I had a great platform. Just real quick, when we talk about people shifting and adapting during COVID. So it was a great company called Offering Tree that builds out websites. It was primarily for yoga teachers, knowing that many yoga studios were closing down and people really needed online access. So for me, I don't do tech so well, I've learned, but it's kind of, for me, it's one stop. You can register, you can pay, I can put the recordings on there. Everything is in one spot, and it's pretty user friendly for people as well.
It's
And I
Beautiful.
didn't need a web designer. I love my former web designer, but every time I want to do something, I had to call them. And I
Yes,
can manage all of this myself.
wow.
this
That's
is
impressive.
so pretty. Look at
Yeah.
that. Ladies.
And Jill's on Facebook also.
Yes.
Um, I have Facebook as breathing space, and then from there, you can get into the private group for online yoga nidra with Jill. Is that how that works,
Yes.
Jill?
hmm And in the private group, I have recordings that you can access as well. They're always there for free, 24 hours. And then if you ever want to contribute, so there's some people that they can't make it to the classes, and they use some of the recordings in there, and then they choose to donate monthly. But I try to make, again, everything pretty accessible. If you can't come in person or don't want to, you can reach out. I'm going to do a couple private sessions for people that just have some different things going on. And
Let's
it could
see.
be breathing, it could be yoga nidra, whatever you need.
I am trying to show a different slide. Let me remove this. Let's see if
You
I can,
can do this.
we can do this. We can make this happen.
So
Okay.
So if
this
anyone
is
has any questions, or again, I customize sessions for people. It can be a certain length of time, it can be a certain focus, just anything, again, just to help you navigate this world a little bit easier.
Hmm. I keep, okay, let's try this again. Oh, well, isn't this special? I have to say, I'm selecting this. You guys, bear with me. I'm just trying to get all of Jill's locations up
Oh,
on.
that last slide, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So let's see
And
if I
what
can
Terry's doing now
see.
is like living proof of using your breath, not getting excited, not worrying. She's laughing, she's focusing, her attention is here, and then she got this done. So it's actually like a perfect example.
Oh, good. So there we are. There are all the locations for
this is
finding Jill online. We're excited about it, and we hope that you will sign up for her courses. So thank you so much, Jill. You're always a blessing. And I have to say this about Robin. Robin just finds the most phenomenal guests. We are always excited when you come because we know that we're going to find something in there that will be helpful to us, to help us make it through our personal and our business lives. So thank you again, Miss Jill. And thank you again, Robin. I really, really appreciate you, ladies. We want to remind people that if they are interested in becoming a part of the Biz Chicks community, that they can text Biz to 33, here it is, Biz to 33777, and come on in and become a part of the Biz Chicks community. It's there that we are going to be featuring um, our Biz Chicks on first Mondays. So we'd love for you to be a part of that community. And also, we're going to be interacting with you more and letting you know when our workshops are coming up. And all of that will be over in that community. So, with that, we want to remind you that it's okay to succeed. It's okay to succeed. Relax. It's good. So, Robin, what do you have for us next week?
oh, thank you, Terry, for that. I am
Mhm,
not. Let me look real quickly.
mhm. I believe it's going to be
I
Lannister.
scheduled, so that would be the 11th. I mean, I'm
Mhm.
sorry, the 10th of February. Lawana Parker will be with us. So we'll
Oh,
be,
a journalist expert.
yes, yes. It's perfect timing because I've kind of slacked off, so I could use another reboost to my journaling efforts here. So this is
Well,
great.
it's the love month, ladies. So let's love on ourselves. Give ourselves some grace. And in the meantime, guys, remember to go to the front of your own line. Have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow. We'll be talking tech and English with the BizChicks. So come on over and get some tips and tools on how to do business better. Oh, and let us help you take the hassle out of your hustle. Have a great day. Bye bye again, ladies. Thank you
Bye.
for all that you do. See you soon.